Hi everyone, it's Wednesday and I am here to share with you stamping, my art of stamping, which I love, have been stamping for over 16 years and every day at 1 p.m. I share stamping with you. I want to remind you that tomorrow is Mystery Stamping Day. That means tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'll be live, and as long as you have stamping supplies with you, you can stamp along with me for free and make your own cards using your own supplies. It's a very fun event. You won't know what the card looks like until it's finished, and then I'll share with you what I made and what you make, and it'll be really fun. So hope you join me tomorrow. If you don't know what supplies to bring, make sure to leave me a comment and I'll PM you or send me your email so that I can send that to you. All the supplies were sent out last week. Not the actual supplies, the list of supplies. So let's get started with today's card though. So this is today's card using the Gilded Autumn paper. Look at how that just shines and is so pretty. I love it and I can't wait to show you how to do the card. It's very easy, very quick. You're going to enjoy it, but I'm going to zoom out so that you can see everything else that you're going to need. I used this Gilded Autumn paper that I know I've showed you many times, and there are these wonderful little gilded areas, sometimes in gold, sometimes in copper, really pretty gilded sections. We're going to use this paper for this, and I cut a piece that is 4.25 by 2.25 of the Gilded Autumn paper, and then I cut a piece of mint macaroon that's 2 by 4 inches, and then I used these punches from the bundle that you get if you order the Beautiful Autumn set. I love that. I've used that a lot this year, and I think you've probably seen it quite a bit. But to start this card off, we're going to start off with a piece of Very Vanilla cardstock and a piece of Early Espresso ink. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, figuring that that can dry while we do the rest. Now, I'm going to try a little experiment. When I stamped this card, oh my goodness, oh, I thought I glued that down on there. The first time through, I actually embossed this and stamped on it afterwards. I'm going to try to stamp first and then emboss, and we'll see which one we like better. It may be slightly to not even noticeable, but I thought I'd try it. And I'm going to do that by laying this down first, just so that I have a sense of where that should go. I am using See the Good stamp set, one of my very favorite sets, a lot because I love the scripty writing. I think it's really beautiful. It looks like someone very quickly jotted something down, and that's my style of writing. Now I'm noticing there's a little something on my stamp set, and you want to always make sure you don't have extra little extraneous things because they can make your stamping ugly. I always find that from time to time, but this time I'm going to be able to put the sentiment down a little bit lower because I thought it was a little high. But by doing that, I've sort of centered and placed everything in place. I can put this away, and now we can go ahead and dry emboss our card. I'm using Tasteful Textile embossing folder, and I am going to put this in here, remembering that this is the front of my stamp, of my embossing folder. In case you don't know that, the word Stampin' Up! Signifies the front, or what is supposed to be the front. Now, if you like it the other way, just be aware of that while you're putting that together. I'm going to bring up my new Stampin' Cut Emboss machine that I know I've showed you. I think last Tuesday we used this. So I'm going to get that set up. And because I'm using a 3D folder, as it prescribes here, I'm going to be using plate number 1 and plate number 4 for this. So I'm going to put my folder down with my sandwich in with my cardstock, and then I'm just going to run it through. And that's it. That's all it took to emboss that. I can put this all away. I love how this folds up. It really stacks nicely when I put it away. I can't wait for the little one to come out. I'm going to have that one as well. So I'm going to pull this out of my embossing folder, and that can now get glued down to my cardstock. Don't forget that always everything you need for the card is listed here. Should you need anything, use this code and it'll help this month's hostess, whoever that may be this month. I have Stamp 10s at my studio here in Syracuse. If you're ever interested, let me know. You are welcome to join us. Though with COVID right now, I'm being very particular about what time people can come and how many can come. So all that's left now is to put together this part. And this is done by stamping, not stamping, by punching. And I'm going to punch the pine cone in the center first, because I can sort of eyeball where that is in the center. Now, if you're a person that likes things very accurate, feel free to take a ruler out and very carefully measure. I am not one of those people. I just like to eyeball it. I use the edge of my cardstock to help me line things up, but I know already that this is going to be wider than this. So even if I perfectly line it up, it's still going to, the spacing's going to be off. So, okay, I've got those 3 done. Set those aside. And now I've pre-cut a piece of ribbon, but I'm going to show you a little trick. Sometimes I don't quite like the way they line up. So what I'll do sometimes is actually cut it, run a piece of tape runner across here, and then lay it on here exactly where I want it so that it lines up perfectly as I would envision it being. And all that took was just fiddle farting with that a little bit. Now this is going to get glued on here, but I'm going to use dimensionals for that. I'm hoping I have some big fat ones. I don't, so we're going to be using tiny ones. I'm going to flip that over, and I'm going to put dimensionals in lots of spots because I want this lifted all the way around. I think I'm going to put one there and one here as well. And now I'm going to use my pokey tool to lift off all of these. It makes it so easy. It just comes right off. And then they don't end up all over the floor. I always have a bunch of these everywhere. When I'm all done, I just go to the trash can, pop them all off. I think I've got 2 more to go. Nope, this one's being stubborn. There. Okay, and now I'm going to center that on here. This beautiful copper paper just glows and is so pretty against the mint macaron paper. And now this is going to get glued straight down to the base. And there you have it. Today's card done very quickly, very nicely, with not a lot of work. I really love this card. I thought it was very pretty. I think I saw this out at Don Olszewski's, but I made a few changes to it. So hopefully you've enjoyed today's video, and you'll touch base tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you for the mystery stamping event. And I hope you have a nice afternoon.